Broadcasting live at Ron's Pizza on South Main Bellefontaine and at PeakofOhioTV.com, it's time for Chalk Talk. Here's your host, Tyler Avila.
Bob, will you give this to him? Good evening and welcome to Chalk Talk here on PeakofOhioTV.com. Welcome to another fun night of sports talk here from Ron's Pizza on South Main Street at Bellefontaine. As we're talking some sports here tonight, we've got a variety of things that we're going to be talking about tonight, as a matter of fact. Ron's Pizza is 292-7775. Give them a call tonight. You can dine in out on the patio tonight if you want as well, as it's perfect weather out here. We're going to be talking some Bellefontaine recreation sports here tonight. And then we're going to talk with Riverside Baseball. And then we're going to wrap up. We're going to talk about Benjamin Logan Quiz Bowl. They're going to be on the show later tonight because they have a competition coming up here later on this month that we're going to discuss with them. Maybe even give them a few quiz questions in there as well. Tim Hales is with us here right now. Tim is the recreation director here with the Bellefontaine Joint Recreation District here in town. Mm-hmm. Tim, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here and talk rec sports and anything and everything that's going on in our department at the moment.
Well, you're a busy guy. There's no doubt about it, and especially right now this time of the year. First of all, what's the recreation director do here in Bellefontaine?
Yep, so my position as recreation coordinator, I oversee all of our program offerings throughout the year. I also am in charge of our social media page and marketing efforts and pretty much any and everything else that Chris Myers throws on my plate as my boss. But no, so our programs are 8-team sports throughout the year. We're getting ready to dive into quite a couple of those now. A couple that have a registration deadline coming up that we'll dive into. I also do a lot of maintenance. I have a couple seasonals that will fall under me throughout the year. Primarily make sure all of our ball fields and venues are ready to go for whatever sport we're having, whether that's baseball, softball, soccer, football, throughout the course of the year. So that kind of falls on my plate as well. Develop team schedules, practice schedules, complete all coaches' paperwork. I actually just had a coach turn in paperwork to me here tonight. So all that good stuff. It's really keeps me busy year-round, which I like, and get a couple weeks off in between sports and then roll right into the next one.
Yeah, there's always something going on here in the city, that's for sure. There's always a sport happening. And, of course, we're getting ready to go into baseball, softball, summer season here. We'll talk about that in just a moment. You guys are busy with a lot of these fields around here. But first of all, I want to talk about you and your job. What brought you to Bellefontaine here?
Well, it was the position. When I was getting ready to graduate from Ohio University back in the fall of 2021, I was looking at a couple positions and saw this one pop up. It's not too far from me from where I grew up, and my parents in Hilliard, right up the road. Can always go down and see them. I got a grandma down in Columbus as well. She's getting ready to turn 93 as well, so I can go see her. Not too far, but far enough away to say, Mom and Dad, I got to go back home and go do me in my life. Came to the town, loved the town. I wanted a smaller town when I did get coming out of college, just so that I could form a lot of the community connections that I have so far. And, it's nothing better than, hey, I need something, just called Joe Smith down the street. He can help you out. And I found that here in Bellefontaine and really like the closeness that the community has, but it's also big enough that it has plenty of amenities and wonderful restaurants like Ron's Pizza in town that you're not too overwhelmed by it either.
Yeah, so, well, what was maybe like the biggest surprise to you when you took the job here?
Well, I think not so much the biggest surprise, but just having to start fresh in a new community. I'm sure everyone has witnessed that or gone through it at some point where I came into town, I knew only a small handful of people my age that I actually met down at college. And that was the biggest transition for me, was just forming those community relations, whether it's with sponsors or our coaches, and even some of the kids at this point, just to get to know their faces and, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm a nice guy. I'm a young kid, but, I'm certainly a hard worker and willing to help and make sure that everything's done right.
Been here a little over a year now.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts? You've gone through a full cycle of everything in here. What are your thoughts?
Well, certainly like it. And at least now this year I can really start to work towards, it's not so much trying to understand everything that's going on. Now that I have a year under my belt, it's now, all right, I know what I have to do, what all is on my plate, what to expect, what needs to be done, when it needs to be done. And now I can work on improving that, making sure our communication lines are set between parents, coaches, and everybody else, and just continue to build those relationships with everyone.
What's the relationship? We know Chris is the superintendent, so he's kind of your boss, but how does that all work?
Oh, it is. We are me, him, and we have 2 full-time maintenance individuals are the only full-time members of our staff. So it is an everyday relationship. I go in the morning, sit down with Chris, probably spend anywhere from a half hour to 45 minutes just going over, especially on Monday mornings, what have we got this week, what needs done, and just making sure that we communicate heavily so that, like today, for example, we out doing maintenance. He took getting Southview ready. I took getting Ratliff ready. Just stuff like that, making sure everything gets done and in the way it needs to get done in time for all of our nightly activities.
Okay, and you guys are coming into a time of year where there's going to be nightly activities almost like every night here before too long. Baseball, softball season. Talk about what does the city of Bellefontaine do for baseball, softball for the kids?
Yep, so we offer in-house leagues for the both of them. Our softball, both have closed now, and both actually started practices this week. Softball, we ended up with right about 160 girls participating. Baseball, we had roughly about 220 boys and girls participating in our rec leagues.
Wow.
And then when you factor in our tournament travel teams into that number, we're right about 265 or so boys and girls playing baseball in Bellefontaine this year. In addition to those, we also have our run club. That is a new program this year just for third through fifth graders, over at the intermediate school. It's an after-school program. We ended up having just short of 40 kids, 38 kids participate in that. And our junior track and field program, which registration for that closes on Friday, normally averages about 110 to 120 participants in that as well. And that will get started May 1st.
Wow. So, I mean, you're talking somewhere in the range of like 500 kids that you guys are going to be doing stuff with here in the next couple of months.
Yep, and that ranges from kids who will be going into kindergarten next year all the way up to 8th graders and 14-year-olds.
Okay. Yeah, so I was going to ask about baseball. Is that T-ball all the way up through, like, what, Pony Acme League? Or?
Yep, up through Pony. I think we have a handful of current freshmen that will be playing Pony this year, but the vast majority of those Pony Leaguers are your 7th and 8th graders.
Okay, so in softball, that's kind of like a U9 and stuff like that. What are your levels there?
Yep, so that is our soft tee, which is primarily our 5 and 6-year-olds, and then that goes up through our U14 age group, which is the middle school level as well.
Okay, so, well, give me an idea, like on a given night, let's say it's a nice first week of June, how many games are going on in the city?
Well, you can expect at least 3 softball fields to be going on a given night, Monday through Thursday. And then over at Ratliff, once we get that going, if we got a Pony game going as well, we'll have all 5 fields going.
Wow.
Between Pony, and then we will stagger our Little League and our Coach Pitch Bantam League will play on the same nights, as well as our T-ball and our Farm League will play on the same nights. That way we maximize the fields we have available so that we get our games in, and that we are finished by the end of June.
Man, how many fields you guys got that you're operating?
So currently, with our practice fields, we have 4 over at Southview, 5 at Ratliff. We also use the Harmon Field Park as a practice field. Primarily, it's just for baseball now, but once we get into games, it will be open to both baseball and softball teams in our community to use. As well as Blue Jacket Park over at the high school, with the high school programs using that right now.
Okay. So you guys are responsible for the fields. You're doing the scheduling, all the games and everything, too, signing the kids up then, I'm guessing. How about the umpires? You guys got to get them, too?
Yep. We actually have an assigner we use for baseball, but for softball, that is something that falls on my plate, so I'm charged with finding our umpires for those. Thankfully, I've had some connections with the Top of Ohio Umpire Association that has been fortunate for me to help find some umpires, as that is a frequent struggle nowadays to find umpires, especially some of these earlier games that'll start the first, second week of May when school ball is still going on.
That's true. And I was going to ask you about that, too. Is that a growing thing where it's harder and harder to find umpires for this stuff?
It is. I think I saw something in the beginning of the year that just Ohio high school alone is down roughly about 1,500 umpires from 5 years ago.
Wow.
And so you got a number of umpires decreasing, and more schools are frequently adding on a freshman team or even the middle school club level. So you got more games and more teams, but your pool of umpires is shrinking as well. So
Right.
it is certainly, and for those that are involved, it is a very well-known issue, especially at the high school level. And I would encourage anyone that's interested, even some high school kids that are currently in a baseball or softball program. I know for our softball, we do require a certified USA softball official for those games. But for our baseball, we do an in-house training league for umpires. That is an option for high schoolers to make some money, but also help provide some umpires and officiating to our in-house games.
Sure. You're an umpire.
Yes.
Why be an umpire?
For me, it was one way for me to stay connected with the game. I just do baseball umpiring, and really it's a way for me to continue to educate the kids both on the rules of the game as well as I was a catcher growing up, so I always liked having a little chat with the umpire and, give the catcher some tips like, hey, keep your gloves stiff, or, frame it up, move it in a little bit, just little stuff like that. I don't do it for the money. It also fulfills a need in the community for umpires, because without an umpire, you can't have a game.
Right.
So really, it's the kids and being able to make games happen is why I do it.
Okay. Well, you got some other stuff that's happening here, too. I know the Recreation District, you guys got the Hoffman Pool that's going to be opening here before too long.
Mm-hmm.
What about the pool? Tell us some more about that this summer.
Yep. So opening day will be on May 27th. It's last Memorial Day Saturday, as it always is. We are currently, you can go on our website. We do have swim lessons and annual pool memberships available. Those are now up and posted. Those have been up for probably a month or so now. And additionally, registration for our Bellefontaine swim team is open and live as well. And going with the pool, for anyone that's looking for a seasonal position, we are hiring for lifeguards, concession stand workers, and ball field grounds crew. And for anyone that's interested in applying for that, if you head to our website, www.bellefontaineparks.com, on the homepage, you'll see a lifeguard logo. If you click on that, that will fire up a PDF of employment application. Fill that out, either email it or drop it back into our office, and one of the members of our staff will be in contact with you.
Good summer job if you're home for college.
Yes. Good way to get tan as well.
That's true. Yeah, you're out at the pool quite a bit. So the pool's getting ready to open. You guys got that here in 8 weeks, I would say now. Mm-hmm. And then you got Camp Myura you guys take care of, too.
Yep. 450-plus acres out there. We actually will be participating in Earth Day and doing a spring cleanup out there. We are going to have 2 dates for that this year. The first is going to be next Saturday on Earth Day, April 22nd, as well as on Saturday, May 13th. You can, if you are interested in participating in that, we just posted something on our Facebook page, a flyer about information, what all is going to be done, when it's going to be done. If you are interested in that, we do ask that you please RSVP to our office, either by phone or email, just so that way we get an idea, volunteer head count, roughly what to expect, so that we can coordinate those volunteers the most efficient way possible.
Sure.
And I believe it is 2 or 3 days prior to each of those cleanup dates that the deadline to RSVP is. But more information on that is on our Facebook page.
If you've ever been out to Camp Myura, it's a great place to go. I mean, it's a lot of fun, a lot of walking trails and things like that through the woods, and just a relaxing place to go and enjoy yourself. So check it out. Wow. I mean, so you guys are really busy at your office there. Is there anything else that's going on this time of the year that you're working on?
Well, we did also just complete, back in January, we installed 2 new playgrounds in the community, one over at Ratliff Park and one over at Myrtle Park up on the north side of town.
Okay.
And additionally, we will all right.
Keep going.
Where was I? And then we will also, on our website, a couple of our summer camps are available right now. We are going to be doing this year, instead of 2 sessions of our tennis camp, working 2 different dates, hopefully to try to fit the schedules of those families a little better. One is in June, one is in July. Additionally, we also have our Miracle League Adaptive Softball registration. That is now open as well. That was a program I wanted to bring back once I started back in January last year, and have had tremendous volunteer support for that to help make that happen. It started with softball last year. We then continued into bowling over the winter.
Okay.
Our numbers continually grew between softball and the bowling, and a lot of the participants in bowling didn't know that we had softball as well.
Okay.
So we are expecting good growth with that this year, hopefully to have enough kids to be able to have 2 teams of that. That takes place out at Blue Jacket Park beginning in June. It's on a Sunday afternoon, and get to play a great game of softball.
Okay. Wow, that's great. For those that don't know, what is that league?
Yep, so our adaptive softball is primarily focused for individuals with physical or mental disabilities, just to provide them an opportunity to take in those same recreation opportunities that all the other kids do. And really, truly, I've never seen any of our participants more genuinely happy to be participating in one of our programs than those kids between the softball and the bowling over the winter. It's a fabulous opportunity, and I'm just happy to be able to provide them that opportunity.
Yeah, it's amazing. You get to be participating in that. It's well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Well worth it. We're talking with Tim Hales here today on Chalk Talk on PeakofOhioTV.com. Tim, before we let you go out here, what do you love about your job?
The people I interact with every day, even when it's not going good or something comes up schedule-wise or rain out or whatever it may be, I always have great individuals that I work with, both on the park side as well as all of our volunteer sports boards and even our coaches that help me out tremendously. It certainly is not a one-man job, and without them, I can't do it. So I'm very grateful to be able to work with all of them.
How do you guys coordinate that? You've got games at multiple locations. You can't be at every place at one time. How do you work rainouts and, different reschedulings and stuff?
A lot of Excel spreadsheets, I'll tell you that. But no, primarily it's just a lot of communication, a lot of phone calls. We do have a rainout hotline that we use for all parents and coaches, and that doesn't just include Bellefontaine, but for, say, our county ball teams, for those teams that are coming into county, there's nothing better than the old 4:45 thunderstorm that rolls in, and I don't know if we're going to play, but that's a tool we use frequently, as well as our Facebook page. If we do have to cancel, that's where we post it. That phone number is 937-651-6009 for anyone listening. That we communicate that, and then it's come in the next day and find a field and time that works, communicate with everyone, and hopefully find an umpire.
Now, you guys run regular season in ball. Do you do your own tournament in the city then, too?
Yep. So we actually offer 2 tournaments throughout the year, one baseball, one softball. The Chieftain Classic, I think, is going into roughly, I don't know, I think it might be 25 years now or so that's been going on. That is actually Father's Day weekend, and we have a age groups 8U up through 14U for that, and we will utilize Ratliff and Blue Jacket for that. Wow. And then our Bellefontaine Bash softball tournament happens, I want to say it's with the 3rd weekend in July. I think that's how the calendar falls this year, and we'll bring teams. It has had the worst luck the last couple of years in that I think the last 2 or 3 years it has rained all weekend for that tournament. So I'm hoping for some better luck this year. And we'll roughly have another close to 30 teams for that. And we'll utilize both Blue Jacket, Southview, and Ratliff if needed, with the baseball season being wrapped up at that time. So those are the 2 tournaments that we bring each year into town. And certainly I know a lot of our local businesses like to know when we're having them so that they can adjust for the influx of people that are coming into the community. And a lot of those are all day at the ballpark, but hey, it's part of the job, and I love it.
Well, you guys do a great job. Tim Hales here on the show. One more time, Tim, if somebody has any questions or they want to know more information about any of the stuff you guys do, what should we do?
Please give our office a call, 937-592-3475. Myself, Chris, or Carol, our administrative assistant, would be happy to help you. Even if you're having an account or having trouble getting registered online or anything like that, please just give us a call. We'd be happy to help you out.
All right, Tim, thanks for being on the show.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. Tim Hales here. He's doing a great job. He's coming into a very busy time of the year. We're going to take a break here on Chalk Talk. When we come back, Riverside Baseball is coming up right after this on PeakofOhioTV.com.
The weekend should be for relaxing, and that means no cooking. Check out what's hot at Ron's Pizza in Bellefontaine. On top of pizzas, they have subs, sandwiches, salads, and lots of sides like breadsticks, garlic cheese bread, pickle chips, beer battered onion rings, loaded fries, and more. Check out a specialty pizza this weekend. Ron's Pizza is ready to cook for you. Call 292-7775 or stop by and dine in on South Main Bellefontaine. See more and a menu online at Ron's Pizza's Facebook page.
Hello, Benjamin Logan community. I'm Deputy Rick Herring. Along with my colleagues, Deputies Matt Robinson and Neil Rhodes, I'm very excited to be a part of the new day here at Benjamin Logan. The three of us have been entrusted with helping keep your children safe, and it's a responsibility we all take seriously. The year is off to a great start, so let's keep it going. Be kind, be safe, and be proud to be a Raider.
Benjamin Logan, more than a school, a community.
Welcome back to Ron's Pizza here. It's Peak of Ohio TV. We're on Chalk Talk. PeakofOhioTV.com is a place to check us out, streaming every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock here during the sports season, the high school season. I'm Chad Wilkinson. Right now we're going to talk some Riverside Baseball. Head Coach Todd Guthrie is with us. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chad.
You guys, it's busy for you right now, too.
Real busy.
So let's talk a little Riverside Baseball. How are you guys doing so far this year?
We're 5-8 right now, 3-3 in league play. We're staying fourth in the standings right now, but we've got every intention of fighting to the top if we can. So.
Okay. Just came off a league game last night.
Last night we had a game down at Covington last night. We lost 4-2. Warren Shockey threw an outstanding night last night. He had 6 innings, only gave up 5 hits, struck out 10, and all 4 runs were unearned. And we shot ourselves in the foot last night.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you first before we start getting into the team a little bit more. How long have you been coaching at Riverside there?
This will be my 5th year down at Riverside with baseball. I coached 5 years before with the JV program. And as soon as Scott Mann stepped down, they asked if I'd like to step up, and I did. And it's been a great 5 years.
Why become the head varsity baseball coach?
Good question. I ask myself that a lot. No, you're sitting in the stands and watching my kids play for years, and I always had opinions. And I thought, after my kids got out of school, I thought, if I'm going to have an opinion, why don't I step up and jump in the coaching ranks and see if I can make a difference a little bit with some of these kids that are behind them and some of the kids coming. So,
okay.
And that was my goal going in.
I know you got some help over there too. Everybody always has assistant coaches and stuff, but you got some guys there with some experience.
You're talking a lot of years. My assistant coach right now is Tim Walls. Tim's been with the program and at the school for, I think, 42 years now, involved with baseball for 40. I've got a lot of great help. Ryan Robinson also helps me out. John Godwin, Zira Crouch. My stepson, Jake Aaron, is also assistant, but he stepped away for a year to serve his country. He got called up National Guard. He got sent to Iraq for a year.
Wow.
He just got back. He's in Texas, and he's actually hoping to be in the dugout here in a couple weeks when he gets cleared, and they let him come back out again. So
nice.
It's been an interesting year for us.
Tell us a little bit about your coaching philosophy when it comes to baseball. What are some of the things you're implementing?
A lot of things that I push for is learn the game. Learn the game, know your situations. I like small ball. We don't have home run hitters, and I like to bunt and run. Let's move them over. Let's get them in. We work on that a lot. We worked on bunting all winter in the cages, inside in the gym. It's paid off in quite a few instances this year. But again, one thing that holds us back is hitting. And when you're a northern team, it's hard to simulate live pitching in a gym in a batting cage all winter long when you get outside. And I like to see hit the ball. I like a lot of offense. Of course, I've got some outstanding pitchers on the staff this year. Xander Crouch, Warren Shockey, Landon Pertee. I'm deep in the pitching staff, and we work hard in getting these kids to throw strikes. And Warren and Xander are doing a great job on that. Landon Pertee and Sam King, he also pitches. They've been doing a much better job of finding the strike zone. It's getting them time out on the mound in crucial situations that I need to get done.
Yeah, this is a kind of the interesting part of the year right here. I was just talking to Andy Phelps about this last week. You guys are a couple weeks into the season. You got 11 games in, which is a lot at this point. So do you have a good feel for your team now?
Yeah, we're starting to get a real good grasp on where everybody's at as far as rotation-wise, defensively, where we want to put people, batting, rotate the lineup. I've got a real good idea where I want to stand with my lineup every night right now. And like you said, we've thrown in a lot of games. We've had 8, 9, 10 games in the last 11 days at Riverside. So, I mean, that's stacking them on.
That's playing some ball right there. Which leads me to my next question, because unlike other sports, I mean, baseball's a lot different. That's why I like when they call you guys managers. You know, we got a manager in baseball, it's coaches in other sports, because football you get 10 games. You got to win all 10. Baseball's a lot different. Talk about the strategy and the different things you got to do. You play 10 games in 11 days. You got to change your lineup a little bit.
Well, and the thing about that is pitchers and pitch count. The state put the pitch count in here several years back, where I have so many pitches they can throw a night. It's no longer you can throw a day and wait a day or something like that. It's you once you throw over 30 pitches, you have to sit a day. Over 50, you sit 2.
Wow.
75 pitches in one day, you sit 3. And you really have to manage your pitch count and pay attention to it because, today everything's on the iPad and everything goes straight to the state. So they know exactly what you can't fake those numbers.
Right. Oh, no, I was working an inning last night.
Yeah. Exactly. And then it makes it difficult, especially when you run back to back to back to back. You've really got to, as long as there's been several situations where we've had boys that I want you to throw some, so we've had them throw 30 pitches, then they're out. Next night, 30 pitches, and they're out. Next night, 30 pitches. As long as they keep it under 30, they're good to go every night. But, we get in certain situations where we've had games, and I didn't want guys to throw, but we were in a tight game, and they were throwing excellent baseball, and I let them go a little longer, and then I have to figure out the next night, okay, where do I go from here?
Yeah. Now, when you come into non-league games or like doubleheaders on Saturdays, I mean, it's going to sound kind of funny, but sometimes are you necessarily playing to win those games, or is it about finding those right spots?
It's finding the right spots. It's funny you bring that up because we went to Fairbanks this last weekend, and we had a doubleheader after coming off 4 straight league games, and we won the first game 6-1, and I sat 5 of my senior starters, and I just told them, I said, you guys need a break. These other younger kids need to see some playing time, and they weren't happy with me for that. But they stayed there and they supported their teammates, and we did a great job. We lost the second game, but the younger kids played an outstanding. I think they lost 10-6, and they really played really well. So
it gives you a chance to evaluate those guys too,
and lets me have a look at what we got. Yep.
Yeah, and that's for sure. You ask a kid, they're going to say, "Oh, I want to play every game."
Exactly.
But everybody needs a rest every now and then. What about your team this year? What do you like about it?
It's the camaraderie, the chemistry this year. We've got kids that they all get along so great together. Years past, and I know a lot of coaches will say this, you have a great team, but then you've got, we got some guys don't like this guy, and they don't get along with this person at school or something. You run into that. That's not the case this year. I got 17 young men on my roster, and they all get along great together, and it's fantastic to see them do that. It's a joy in the dugout on some nights. It really is with all of them together.
What do you guys need to get better?
Right now, we've got to cut down on errors. Errors are hurting us worse than anything. Situational hitting is something that we talked about last night. We get runners in scoring position, and we're not thinking through what we need to do. Pitchers struggling throwing strikes. Do you swing at that first pitch with a runner at third, or do you wait a few? And I'm trying to talk these kids into realizing that when you get up there, you wait a few. Let's see if he can throw one in the dirt. We don't have to hit that run in. Let's let them force that run in. And it's things like that we need to work on and get better.
What about the league? Who's the top of the league? Who's the team to beat?
Bethel right now is on top at 4-0, and they've got a really good baseball team. Last Monday night, we went 10 innings with them. Warren threw all 10.
Wow.
We lost 1-0 in the bottom of the 10th inning. It was a great game. It really was. It kind of set the tone for our week. We had some ups and downs that week, but we when we do lose, we're playing good baseball.
Yeah.
So,
Wow, 1-0.
Yeah, it was a long night.
As a coach, when you're in that type of game, it's 0-0 going into the 10th. What are you doing? What are you trying to do? What's happening?
I'm working on getting somebody on base. And let's get them on base. Let's bunt them over. Let's see if we can get the key hit to break the ice. And we just couldn't get that hit that night. They did, and we didn't. It made the difference in the 10th inning.
Wow.
Warren pitched a heck of a game I think he had 12 strikeouts that night, went 10 innings, and he was able to kind of give you an idea of how he controls the strike zone. He was still under 120 pitches. He was right at 120 pitches in 10 innings, and that is pretty impressive for a young man to throw that many innings and still keep his pitch count down like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
High school baseball, man alive. Okay. So as you look at the next half of your season, a little bit more. Where do you think your team will play out here over the next half of the season?
I honestly think we're going to go on a roll. I think we're playing better baseball. We're hitting the ball a lot better than we have than we started the year at. We've got some big games coming up in this next week. We've got Bethel again, and we got them at home next Tuesday. We've got, I think, Troy Christian next Friday, and I believe Dayton Northridge next Thursday.
Okay.
All three could be winnable games for us, and if we can knock those 3 games into the win column, we could shoot right up second in the standings, and that would give us within 2 games of Bethel at the top, and I think it would give us a shot. So,
is Warren throwing next week against Bethel?
Yes, he is.
Okay. That's an easy decision right there, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, Coach. Let's bring in some of your players here and talk to them, and we get a chance here on Chalk Talk. Talking with Riverside Baseball here. PeakofOhioTV.com. We're going to bring in some of the Riverside players. They're going to be joining us here on the show.
I'll tell you who I've got coming up here.
Okay.
I've got Simon Godwin, outfielder.
Okay.
Warren Shockey.
Okay.
Pitcher, shortstop. Caleb Schindewolf, infielder. Xander Crouch, infielder, pitcher. And Andrew Knight, my catcher.
Okay. All right, here we go. So we got a lot of the team in here today. All right, we're going to start over here. Step over here to the middle, young man. Okay. All right, who we got here, Coach?
This is Simon Godwin.
Simon Godwin. All right, Simon, put that up there a little closer. Simon, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good. What position you play there, Simon?
I play center field.
Center fielder. All right. What's the center fielder got to do on the team?
Catch the balls, throw it to cut off, make plays.
Yep. All right. What other responsibilities you got out there?
I kind of take control of the outfield. None of the outfielders are as fast as me, so I try to get to everything out there as possible.
All right. Got to be speedy out there, right? Okay. What grade are you?
I'm a senior.
Senior. All right. Tell me about the team. What do you think your team this year?
We're a good team. We just don't play at our best any time so far this year.
Okay.
I have not really seen us play to our full potential so far. Make a lot of errors, and we leave runners on base. So we just got to clean that up, and I think we'll be ready.
All right. As a senior, how do you do that? What do you got to do with the team?
It's hard to take control of the team when everybody's down, but I try to find a way.
Okay. What has been maybe a favorite game of yours so far this season?
I don't have one so far this year.
Not yet. Okay. Where do you bat in the lineup?
Fifth.
Fifth in the lineup. All right. So what's the 5 hitter supposed to do?
It's cleanup. So the 1, 2, and 3 are supposed to either get on, get over, and get out, score, try to score as much as possible. And then a 4 hitter is just that big guy who moves everybody, tries to get everyone in. And then the 5th runner cleans up the 4th hitter and tries to score him.
Okay. What's your philosophy when you're going up to the plate? What are you thinking?
I try to get on. I'm fast enough to where once I get on, I haven't really had a catcher that could really throw me out if I get a good jump. So I just try to get on every single time, and I know I can get second.
So you're looking to put it on the ground probably.
I just either get it over the infield or walk.
Okay. All right. All right. So you're not going up the power alleys or anything like that. You're just looking to get on. How many stolen bases for you this year?
I only have 6, but I played like 10 games. I was hurt.
Hurt? Okay. Well, how were you hurt?
In the last football game, I tore my PCL and sprained my ACL and broke my foot on the same play. So I'm still...
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still learning from that.
Still rehabbing a little bit there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to have a brace on or I can't play.
Wow. So you're probably going to get faster then, I'm guessing. If you're not
hopefully
100% healthy yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Senior year for you. So what are you thinking about here as got about a month or so left in your senior season?
I just want the team to have no regrets left so far. I just want to keep winning. I just want to win games. I'm sick of losing. So I just want to win some games and have fun.
Okay. What do you want to do when you graduate?
I'm playing college football at Muskingum.
Great. All right. So, what do you want to major in there?
I'm majoring in exercise science and athletic training.
Exercise science and athletic training. Okay. So, what's the ideal job for you after college then?
Athletic training or physical therapist.
Okay. All right. Big demand for that too. So, wow, you'll be busy. You'll be
Yes,
busy
sir.
in the next 4 years. Well,
Chad, I'd like to add that Simon also leads the team in hitting at 459 or 460 right now with an on-base percentage of over 500 along with his 6 steals. So
wow.
600 now? 600 on base after last
He
night.
knows. All right. So you got 6 steals. Caught stealing how many times?
A couple.
A couple.
But not by the catcher, by the
All
pitcher.
picked off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got to clean that up a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, Simon, thank you very much for being
Thank
on the
you.
show. Best of luck for the rest of your season. All right.
you.
Who's next, Coach?
This is Warren Shockey.
All right, Warren Shockey. We got to talk to you a little bit here.
Yeah.
I heard you threw quite a game last week, but you lost 1-0.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Neither team could. It was just who could get the first run on the board, and
Yeah.
it was unfortunately not us.
10 innings you throw.
Yeah.
What were you feeling after that game?
Oh, my arm felt good. I probably could have pitched the next day.
To be 17 again, huh?
Yeah.
Well, so you're going out there inning after inning. I mean, you
Yeah.
get out there 10 innings. What are you thinking as a pitcher?
I'm thinking we need some runs because I don't know how long I could hold this off.
What's your best pitch?
My best pitch is my curveball. It breaks quite a bit. My fastball is not the fastest, so I try and keep him guessing with my pitches.
Okay, you're more of a spot guy then.
Yeah.
Okay, is your curveball like a sweeping curve, or is it like a 12 to 6?
It's like a sweeping curve.
Sweeping. All right, gotcha. You throw anything else besides a curve and a fastball?
No.
Okay, a couple pitches in there, maybe like a 4-seam or something then too.
I throw a 4-seam. Sometimes I throw 2-seam, but not often.
Okay, just spotting and putting it in the right spots.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long you been pitching?
I've been pitching since I was probably about 10. I mean, that's not a for sure number, but I'm assuming 10.
As far as you remember.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes a good pitcher?
Well, in my opinion, a good pitcher has accuracy and has more than one pitch and knows the game on which pitch to throw and when, so he could keep the batter guessing.
Okay. How much studying are you doing with the hitters that you're facing?
I'm doing quite a bit of studying. My dad helps me a lot. He'll sit there before our games and tell me what batters are batting and stuff like that, so I know about who to look out for.
Okay. When you're warming up, can you tell I'm feeling good tonight? Maybe I'm a little bit off.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I'm warming up and I'll feel, I'm going to throw hard tonight. I'm throwing hard tonight. I might be able to gas it past a few people. Other nights I'm like, okay, this is going to be an off-speed night. I'm struggling.
Okay. What are those things you're looking for then?
I'm mainly looking for control. I know I don't have the fastest pitches, so as long as I'm accurate, I know I'm going to have a good night.
Okay. Are you a guy that throws better in like hot weather, cold weather?
Hot weather for sure. I'm not very good in cold weather.
Okay, so you're looking for this stuff here today is
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
wanting in there. All right. How about the other side? Are you hitting in the lineup too?
I'm not as good as Simon batting.
Well, he's the best on the team.
Yeah, but I led last year in batting average. I started off the season with a rough few games, but I'm getting back up.
Okay. What are you looking for when you go to the plate?
Well, I'm the number one batter, so I'm just looking to get on base anyway. Walk. I'm leading the team in hit by pitches.
Okay. You just got to get on base.
Yeah.
That's what the leadoff guy does. So steal very many bases then?
Yeah. Every time I'm on first, I'm going to steal second.
Okay. So you guys are a running team.
Yeah.
I like to get out there and run. What's been your favorite game? It could be in your career.
In my career, my favorite game would be Waynesfield. Yeah, Waynesfield.
Why so?
I had a perfect game.
Oh, wow.
I struck out every single batter I faced, and we.
Hold on a second. Did you go 7 innings?
No, we went 5.
Oh,
We run
5
one.
innings for a run rule.
Yeah.
Okay, so you struck out every batter.
Yeah.
Holy cow! You guys just kind of threw the gloves down and sat out there and watched, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was not one ball put in play that night.
He was running off the field before the last guy struck out.
Well, I can see how that'd be your favorite memory right there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been too many of those things done in history, not only at Riverside, just anywhere else. So, wow, 15 up, 15 down, all on strikeouts.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I believe also, Warren, what's the no walk you set last year? 7th in the state?
Yeah, I was 7th in the state for consecutive innings pitching without a walk.
Wow. That's
I think I'm in the 20 innings range. I'm over 20, but I don't know the exact number. Innings pitched without giving up an earned run so far this year.
Wow. Okay. So, man, that's pretty impressive. Wow. You got some good numbers racking up there. Well, best of luck to you. I think you're going to get the ball next week against Bethel again, just in case Coach hasn't told you yet. But
okay.
I'm pretty sure you threw 10 innings and almost shut them out last time. So, good luck to you the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right.
Chad, it's pretty easy to make the call when you've got Warren. You just hand him the baseball.
And he knows when he's on and stuff. All right. Who we got here?
Caleb Schindelwolf.
Caleb Schindelwolf. I thought that was you. You're a big guy. All right. So are you like a first baseman here?
No, I play third base.
Third baseman.
Yeah.
All right. Big guys first or third. So what makes a good third baseman?
Just ready for the ball every time. You play in the hot corner, and you just have to, not really think.
Not really think. You got to be ready for some big action down there sometimes too.
Yep.
All right. What's your role on the team?
Just be a positive leader, and just be a positive leader.
Go out and play. Where do you bat in the lineup?
I bat 8th.
8th in the lineup. Okay. Who are some players or people that you like to look up to for your game?
Like in high school or
any level.
I don't know. I don't really watch much baseball, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Not much of a. I don't really watch much baseball.
Okay. All right. That's fine. What about Coach here? What do you think he does well for your team?
He really just puts the best players out, and he just does what a coach needs to do every game.
Okay. All right. What do you like about playing baseball?
Get to be with all my friends and rack up some wins.
All right. What game are you looking forward to the rest of the year? Is there somebody on the schedule?
Not particularly, no.
All right. Just bring them all on.
Yep.
Now you played. What did you say, Coach? 10 games in 11 days or something like that. How are you feeling?
Arm's a little sore, but it's baseball season, and you just kind of have to adapt to it.
Okay. All right, Caleb. Thank you very much for being on the show. All right, we got a couple more guys we're going to talk to here. This is a Crouch right here.
Yes,
right?
Xander.
Xander Crouch. Okay, Xander. Oh, you've been a busy guy here too recently, right?
Oh yeah.
Were you on the bowling team?
Yep.
Okay, so you're coming off a state championship. Now you're coming into baseball.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what position you play?
First and pitcher.
First and pitcher. All right. What's your favorite?
First.
First base is your favorite. All right. What makes a good first baseman then?
You got to pick everything that they throw on the ground.
That's true. You gotta have a lot of digging skills over there, huh? Okay. You're a righty or lefty?
Righty,
okay.
but I bat left-handed.
Bat left-handed. Okay. So first base is a little different for you over there than us being a right-handed guy. Yeah. What do you like about playing baseball?
The energy we have. We all get along so well in the dugout, and I just like the environment.
Okay. What does this team do well?
The energy. We always are up, and if we're down, we're really down, and there's no in between.
Okay. What do you think you guys got to do a little better?
Hit when we have people on bases. We have to score the people we have in scoring position. We're not hitting very well when we get people on.
Okay. Well, what are you thinking when you go up to the plate?
I think we're honestly thinking too hard on what we need to do rather than just doing it.
Just go up and swing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Senior. All right. So you've had quite a senior year.
Yeah.
What would you like to see happen here the rest of your senior year?
I want to get a couple more wins, me and Warren on the mound, and really rack up the wins the rest of the season.
Okay. Maybe make a little bit of a tournament run, too.
Yeah.
What are you going to do after your senior year?
I'm going to bowl in Muskingum.
I thought bowling might be in the future right there. That makes sense. All right. So bowling at Muskingum. So there's another Pirate going there, too. So you're going to have at least know one person there.
Yeah.
What's the bowling average here? I got to ask.
My average?
Yeah.
I finished this season with, I think, 217.
Wow. Okay. Now we know why you got a scholarship for that. So, well, good luck to you the rest of the baseball season here, and good luck to the Pirates. We got one more guy we're going to talk to here before we wrap up with the Riverside baseball team.
Andrew Knight, our catcher.
Andrew Knight, our catcher in here. All right, Mr. Knight, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Talk about being a catcher. That's a fun position, right?
Sometimes more or less stressful all the time. Just gotta be a wall and gotta do my job and try to lead my team in the infield and everything.
What is stressful about being a catcher?
You just gotta know everything. All situations, everything. Runners on second, you gotta know what to do with the ball.
All right, you got some pretty aggressive pitchers back here. All right,
Correct.
how do you handle these guys?
Just, if they're struggling, keep them up, be a wall what I can do, and try to steal some pitches for them.
Okay, are you the guy that's calling the pitches? Is it coming from the dugout? How's that work?
Typically with the guys we have here, I try to call them. Every once in a while we have a coach call it in, but usually I call most of the pitches.
Okay, how are you guys on the same wavelength?
Typically we're all pretty good, but if we see something different, we'll call time, talk about it, and then figure it out from there.
Okay. When you're a catcher, when you got runners on base, what are you thinking about then?
Just what happens when the ball's hit. Where are they going? Are they getting far off the bag? What's going on?
All right, tell me the art of throwing a guy out around the base paths.
Gotta be quick. Get the ball there as level as you can and get out of the glove.
Okay. How good are you?
I'm decent. I do my best.
Okay.
Got a couple guys out this season.
All right, that's the key. What is the hardest thing about getting a runner?
Just getting the ball there to the bag in the air, pretty much. Just get a good throw and everything.
Okay. Well, it also depends on what pitch these guys are throwing too, right?
That's correct, yeah.
A curveball's a little harder for you?
Definitely. A little bit slower. Got to sit back a little bit longer and get that throw.
Yeah. What grade are you?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior too. Okay. So what has been your favorite part about playing baseball these years?
I think it was last year we played at the Dayton Dragon Stadium down in Dayton. So that was really 2 years ago, my bad. Okay. And that was a blast. I got to go there and fun and everything.
Okay, what do you want to do after your senior year?
I will be attending the University of Central Florida, continuing my bowling career.
You're bowling down there too. Yeah, you're coming off that state championship as well. We got some good winners on your team here, Coach.
Yes, there are.
So why all the way down to Florida?
Warm. Get out of this cold winter weather. Go down there, be close to coast and everything. I'm going to study marine biology, so it's a perfect location.
You're right. You're going to study that. You're going to have to go somewhere around in there. Okay, that's for sure. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show. All right, the Riverside baseball team. Coach, what's your next game?
Next game is tomorrow night at Milton Union.
Milton Union. How good are they in the league?
They are a game in front of us right now, so that would be a big step for us to knock them down a notch and take their spot and go up to third. That's going to be a tough game. They always put a good team on the field down at Milton Union. They've got a good pitcher, I heard, throwing against us tomorrow. So
okay,
we'll see how we go.
All right. Well, good luck to you guys. Thanks for being on the show here.
All right. Thank you, Chad.
Riverside Baseball here on Chalk Talk on PeakofOhioTV.com. When we come back, we're going to switch gears a little bit, talk some Benjamin Logan Quiz Bowl when we return right after this on PeakofOhioTV.com.
Weekend should be for relaxing, and that means no cooking. Check out what's hot at Ron's Pizza in Bellefontaine. On top of pizzas, they have subs, sandwiches, salads, and lots of sides like breadsticks, garlic cheese bread, pickle chips, beer battered onion rings, loaded fries, and more. Check out a specialty pizza this weekend. Ron's Pizza is ready to cook for you. Call 292-7775 or stop by and dine in on South Main Bellefontaine. See more and a menu online at Ron's Pizza's Facebook page.
Hello, Benjamin Logan community. I'm Deputy Rick Herring. Along with my colleagues, Deputies Matt Robinson and Neil Rhodes, I'm very excited to be a part of the new day here at Benjamin Logan. The three of us have been entrusted with helping keep your children safe, and it's a responsibility we all take seriously. The year is off to a great start, so let's keep it going. Be kind, be safe, and be proud to be a Raider.
Benjamin Logan, more than a school, a community.
Welcome back to Chalk Talk on PeakofOhioTV.com as we're here at Ron's Pizza on South Main Street of Bellefontaine. Switching gears a little bit here as we've been talking some sports, baseball, and we had Joint Recreation League in here with us. Now we're going to switch it to another thing that you can do, but it's not sports, and that's Quiz Bowl, Benjamin Logan Quiz Bowl. Some of the members of the team are on here with us on Chalk Talk. First of all, good evening to everybody. Raz Dianute is kind of the spokesman, I guess, for this, right, Raz?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, we'll start with you then. Tell us, what is the Benjamin Logan Quiz Bowl team?
So the Quiz Bowl team, we compete around the state in tournaments. Quiz Bowl is like a academic game, I'd say. It's like really similar to Jeopardy.
Okay.
But it's played in teams of 4.
Gotcha.
And they can ask you questions ranging from math and science to pop culture and politics.
Wow. Okay. So have you guys been in a lot of competition so far this year?
Yeah, we've been through probably about 5 or 6 tournaments, the CBC tournament here, and we're set out to go to small school nationals in the this month.
Okay, where's that?
Chicago.
Wow. All right, so when's your competition for that? Later in April, but when is it?
The 28th and 29th.
Okay, so a couple weekends, in a couple weeks. All right, we're going to talk a few other guys on here too, members of the team. Is this the whole team then right here?
No, there's more people that joined, but I'd probably say this is the core members.
Okay, so you only play 4, so maybe you take 6 with you with maybe 2 alternates. Is that something that you do?
Yeah, 6 is actually the maximum that you're allowed to field a team, but only 4 playing at a time.
4 playing at a time. So that way if somebody wakes up sick or something like that, boom, somebody steps in there. Okay, all right. So let's bring in a few more here. You got to hold this. There we go. All right. Okay, what's your name? Isaac Napier. Hang on a second here. Hold on a second, Isaac. Hey, Gary. There we go. All right, Isaac Napier.
Yep.
All right, you're on the Quiz Bowl team. Tell us about what's it like being on Quiz Bowl.
It's a lot of fun. I've been on the Quiz Bowl team since my freshman year, and it's always been a blast to kind of just be able to show off the knowledge you know while also learning new things throughout the competitions.
Okay.
It's fun.
What's do each of you have your own area of expertise?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's yours?
I'd say I'm more of the literature and science kind of guy.
Literature and science. All right. Okay. What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
You are a senior. How long have you been on Quiz Bowl?
Huh?
How long have you been on Quiz Bowl?
Since freshman year.
So 4 years. All right. So in your 4 years here, have you guys had great success, mild success? What would you say?
We've succeeded for pretty much all 4 years that we've been in. We've won every year the CBCs that we've had it. Yeah, we're doing great.
So is this something that's in every school? Most of them.
Most of them.
Okay, so when you go to CBC, or how many other teams were there from the CBC? It was like a CBC meet, then I'm taking it, right? Okay. So most of the other CBC schools have a Quiz Bowl team?
Most of them.
Yeah, Indian Lake, Urbana, those schools, yeah. I'd probably say there was 9 schools this year.
That sounds
It
about
switches around depending on if schools' Quiz Bowl teams are interfering with another sport, but yeah, usually about 8 or 9 teams a year.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our next guy over here. What is your name, sir?
Well, my name is Matthew Cox.
Matthew Cox. Okay. So what is your expertise area on the Quiz Bowl team?
Well, I'm really the mythology guy.
Mythology guy.
Mostly European.
European mythology. All right. So I was thinking Zeus and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Get some Scandinavian
type stuff. Wow. All right. Give me an example of a question that you would look forward to.
There was one question I was sitting out for at our last competition. I probably could have got that first 7 words. It was the Norse god with the folding boat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Freyr, the god of summer and fire.
Wow. Look how do you learn all this stuff? Because it's not in the classroom, is it?
No, not at all. I just read a lot of old texts, and I just like mythology.
Okay, so that's why you're on the team then.
Yeah.
All right. What has been maybe your favorite competition this year?
Probably the CBCs.
Because you guys won the CBC, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
By quite a bit.
Undefeated.
You guys are undefeated this year.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we got the undefeated streak going on, and so you whipped everybody in the CBC. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
All right. Give me an idea here. What was the score? Do you remember?
We averaged about 400 points more than every other team.
Wow.
And in context, a game has a maximum of about 900 points.
Okay.
And our average points per game was about 400 to 500 points a game.
Oh, wow. So you guys were getting about half of them.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Man, that's okay. All right, who's our next Quiz Bowl member over here?
I'm Brooklyn Oliphant.
Okay, Brooklyn?
Yep.
Okay, so what is your area of expertise on the team?
I'm more of pop culture type.
Pop culture. All right, here we go. So you're going to answer the questions like what is Katy Perry's newest album or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you do to get ready for Quiz Bowl then? What are you studying?
I listen to a lot of music.
Okay.
And I've also been getting into Wikipedia way more because they said it was gonna help me out. So
All right,
no down rabbit holes.
Gotta be aware of Wikipedia. Sometimes it's got some interesting stuff out there that's not right. So give me an example of a question that you've answered in Quiz Bowl.
Oh.
That you step up and say, boom, I know this.
Oh goodness. Probably something around like the rock that was in our one tournament, the trash tournament, but I didn't go to that. But it was like a practice. Oh goodness, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, so you're looking at anything that's current event type stuff, but maybe like music, as you said, movies, things like that too.
Yep.
Okay, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade.
You're a 10th grader. So is this your second year on the team or first?
This is my first year.
Okay, why did you go out for Quiz Bowl?
Because I knew some of the people that were involved with it, and I thought it would be really fun to just like tag along and learn some things. Definitely great learning experiences.
Are you happy that you made this choice?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be continuing this till my senior year.
Okay, Roz, how does somebody get on the Quiz Bowl team?
All you have to do is just show up to a practice. At Benjamin Logan specifically, we have practices every Friday right after school for about 2 hours in our chemistry teacher's room.
Okay, two hours of practice.
Yeah.
And you guys are just sitting there with the clickers and buzzers and stuff?
Yeah, we have buzzers just like the ones that you'd see on like Jeopardy.
Yeah.
In teams, practice teams, and we just read through lists of questions, and we play mock games, stuff like that.
Okay. Give me an idea of somebody in here. What does it entail with a mock game? Tell me what happens. What happens in a mock game?
So, a mock game that we play typically goes about how other tournament games would go. It's 20 questions, which we call toss-ups, 10 per half. And if you get the toss-up correct, like if you buzz into the toss-up correctly, your team gets 10 or 15 points depending on how early you buzzed in.
Oh, okay.
And if you get it correct, you get the option. Your team gets the opportunity to do 3 bonus questions, which are worth 10 points each.
Oh, wow.
But if you miss the toss-up when you try to buzz in and answer before the question is done being read, you lose 5 points.
Okay, so you can lose points, not just like a Jeopardy then, too. So not only do you have to be smart and answer the questions, but the quicker, the better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because you can get more points if you ring in faster. Man, there's a lot going on with this, that's for sure.
Yeah, it can be sometimes like a mind game, trying to immediately buzz the first word that makes sense to you.
Yeah. So you're trying to pick out certain things in the question then maybe too.
Yeah, exactly.
Context and things like that. How competitive does it get?
It can get
very competitive.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, unlike, you can say, well, it's not very competitive because it's not football or basketball or baseball, but, I mean, does it ever get heated in practices with you guys?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
On occasion. Yeah, like if you're just about to buzz in for a question and the other team, like, gets it right before you, like, half like a second before, that can get really, like, frustrating a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Let's talk about your next round competition. What it is again? You guys are heading out to Chicago to do what?
The NAQT Small School National Championships.
National Championships in Chicago. So this is the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing after this. Okay. So how many teams are there, you think?
About, I'd want to say 40 to 60, I think.
Okay, so a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Do you guys like play one team and then you get the right to move on, or how does it work?
It'll probably go in a preliminary like round robin format, and then it'll go into a playoff, single elimination, that kind of stuff, and then it'll go to the final, which will show the best team in the country.
Okay, so the final will be 1 versus 1, right? It won't be like 4 on there or anything like that.
Well, teams of 4 versus teams of 4.
Teams of 4 versus
yeah.
teams of 4.
Yeah.
But each time it's just you against one other team. Okay. Wow. So what are you doing to prepare for that then?
For me, at least, I've been, again, reading Wikipedia. I'm like a nut for that. Like just clicking on random articles every time I see it, or if I like see like an interesting like YouTube video or something on Instagram, I'd look more into it, just like something random. I'm more into the history side of things, so like if like I see something interesting, it's pretty easy to look it up and like learn way more about it than like what's originally like on the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can again practice in like mock games, read questions that have already been played in games before, and also study like your own games too.
Okay. Mr. Napier, what do you do? Anything else you're doing to get ready?
Basically just studying and reading up on things, finding Wikipedia articles or other articles that seem interesting. And there's a website that we use sometimes for practice called Proto Bowl, which kind of gives you a question that from like a really old packet that maybe you haven't seen before, that you can kind of simulate the Quiz Bowl experience on your own.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Okay. You guys do anything different to get ready?
Not really. I really just do all the same stuff these two do.
Okay. Brooklyn, you're the same?
Yeah, I do I do a lot of like word. It's not word searches, but it's you get a question, you have to like crossword things.
Crossword stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that helps me out a lot too.
Wow.
It's fun.
Okay. So again, the competition is what weekend?
The 20th and 29th.
All right, in Chicago, Illinois, you guys are heading out there in just a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck to you guys. Thanks for being on the show here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Benjamin Logan Quiz Bowl team, best of luck to them. In 2 weeks, they'll be heading out to Chicago for the big national event. That should be a lot of fun. We'll be very much anticipating a victory for the Raiders out there. We're rooting you guys on. That's going to wrap us up for Chalk Talk out here tonight at Ron's Pizza on South Main at Bellefontaine. You can give them a call. They're still open tonight. For Gary Kauffman, I'm Chad Wilkinson saying so long from Ron's Pizza.
The weekend should be for relaxing, and that means no cooking. Check out what's hot at Ron's Pizza in Bellefontaine. On top of pizzas, they have subs, sandwiches, salads, and lots of sides like breadsticks, garlic cheese bread, pickle chips, beer battered onion rings, loaded fries, and more. Check out a specialty pizza this weekend. Ron's Pizza is ready to cook for you. Call 292-7775 or stop by and dine in on South Main Bellefontaine. See more and a menu online at Ron's Pizza's Facebook page.